What is going on, you guys? Lou back at it again with another video. So for today's video, I got a nice handful of topics right here. Now, all the games went down, and I actually got to finish watching that whole Houston Rockets game. That game was great, and there was a lot of entertaining parts, obviously. But let's talk about some NBA news first, and let's see what's going on here. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the Wizards. Now, if you guys do not know, the Wizards got kicked out of the playoffs. They won, I believe 2 games against the Toronto Raptors, and they got kicked out of there. And there's a lot of beef going on. So John Wall did have something to say, so I'm going to read this all out for you right now. But at the same time, if I am doing my part, the other 14 guys have to do their part of getting better every year. Just being true to the team. I think probably we have a lot of times guys don't understand their role and respect their role. You can't keep going up and down every year, all year, and that is what we have been dealing with since I have been here. Now, what John Wall is trying to say is so far this team has been very unpredictable. They've been very, mediocre at times, and then sometimes they look like they're probably one of the best teams in the East, all right? And he's not throwing shots directly at anyone, I think, in particular right now. But he's just trying to tell the whole team in general that they have to step up. Now, obviously, him and Bradley Beal, they be doing their thing. And they be going off. But I think at times there is a lot of guys that are not doing nothing for them. Otto Porter kind of was nothing in this series so far. And then also, Gortat, he's not living up to standards. That's why I've heard things as well from other NBA sources that supposedly they're also looking for a more athletic big. This is good. Their team just needs something because they have guys in that team that can definitely make some stuff shake, but for some reason their team just doesn't connect. All right, now, so back to some Kawhi news, and a lot of Kawhi news is going down that supposedly his team wants him to get traded to a bigger market. They want him to go to a team like the Knicks, the Lakers, or even the 76ers for that matter. Now, what do I think of that? I don't think it will happen. I really don't see something like this going down. And I believe that he will stay with San Antonio, and I've said this now for a little bit. But Kawhi has returned to the Spurs after this whole program. It's kind of funny timing, honestly, that he would return at this time. But there has been no scheduled meeting yet for him and the Spurs to kind of discuss everything that's been going down. All right, now we got some players that have opted out and opted in. And these two guys, it's kind of funny situations, honestly. All right, so the first person that we have is Wesley Matthews. He has opted in for his $18 million contract to remain another year as a Maverick. Now, it's kind of funny, right? I don't think Wesley Matthews is obviously worth $18 million anymore. At the time of his signing, it was drastically overpaid because he had just been coming off that injury, and a lot of people did not know if he was going to be able to come back and do what he does. He's not a bad player by any means, so he still has value, I think, but 18 million is pretty steep, so it's no surprise that he stayed with it. I think he knows that he's not going to receive that contract anywhere else, particularly at the moment. Someone that has opted out is Jamal Crawford. He has opted out of his contract with the Minnesota Timberwolves to become a free agent and test the market out. He still could re-sign with the Timberwolves, so this is just one of those things that he's trying to see his options, and I don't blame it, honestly. Now, Carmelo had some words basically talking about how OKC didn't implant him in this team correctly and give him a role to actually shine in. Now, this is what he had to say. Now, I think the player that they wanted me to be and needed me to be was for the sake of this season because everything was just thrown together. It wasn't anything that was planned out. It wasn't no strategy to me being here, me being a part of the actual system. As far as being effective as that type of player, I don't think I can be effective. I was willing to accept that challenge in that role. Now, what Melo's saying is that they didn't implant him. They didn't give him plays. They weren't giving him any ways to actually be a true scorer. They were basically telling him, oh, stand here, we'll give you the ball, you shoot, or you shoot whenever you get a chance to. And it makes sense, but at the same time, Melo, he wasn't making no buckets. He was cold from the three. And regardless how you say it, I've seen these games sometimes, and he's missing open threes, just straight bricks. Now, I can understand what he's saying when they just thrown him in, because that's basically what they did. I don't think OKC's plan originally was to trade for Melo, but it kind of worked out that way where they can actually have another scorer on this team and probably help Paul George stay there. Now, did it work? I don't know. There is rumors supposedly now talking about Paul George wanting to leave. Now someone in ESPN had this to say: today is the first time I've heard from anybody that I trust that George is gone. I don't know where. Now, Honestly, this is an ESPN reporter that has probably no insight truly in Georgia's team, so they can't truly know that. At the same time, he's probably not the only person that thinks Georgia's gone. I think for the most part, everyone thinks that Georgia's not going to be on this team anymore. For the most part, I figure that he is going to leave. So this is not surprising, but you're seeing now the breakdown of OKC, and this is what a lot of people didn't think was going to happen. If you guys watched my past videos, I knew this wasn't going to be a great success. I knew they weren't going to be able to do much. They were worse than I actually predicted they were going to be, so that's even a worse thing to say. But yeah, this is ridiculous. The other day when Victor Oladipo actually lost his series against the Cavaliers, minutes after he lost that game, he sent this text right here to his guy, his trainer. He said, "When do we start? I'm ready to take it to another level." Now, a lot of people were very inspired by that, and they loved it. It was game-changing for a lot of people. They were like, "Oh, man, that's great. That's motivating." But no one ever saw this turn coming, all right? Now, Dirk Nowitzki tweeted, and he tweeted this. He said, "I got inspired by Victor Oladipo. I also texted my trainer. Here is his response." Now, if you guys do not know who is Dirk Nowitzki's trainer, it's, you know, there's this one documentary I watched. I forgot how it goes. I forgot even what it was called, but it was about Dirk Nowitzki, all right? And it was about him and how he got his trainer and how they had this special bond. And it was a lot of crazy crap, all right? It was great to actually watch his, you know, knowledge for the brain. So that's always nice, you know, to learn more about NBA. So I actually do know about his trainer, but that has nothing to do with the text. Now, this is what the text said. Dirk Nowitzki texts him. He says, "When do we start?" Now, I want to know immediately that his trainer did respond ASAP, all right? His trainer was on the spot immediately. It's 11:06 that Dirk sent this. This man read it exactly on the dot that minute, all right? So that was great. Now, this is what Dirk Nowitzki's trainer says. "I told you 4 years ago that you were done 4 years ago. Your game has been in decline since Havlicek stole the ball from you. Your full court sprints are timed with a calendar. That being said, if you wire me 561 Bitcoins, we can start tomorrow." Now, Dirk Nowitzki's response is aggressive, all right? And that was definitely fun. This is the type of stuff I like to see. It makes NBA just so much more positive, funny. It was a great thing to see, honestly, you know? It's a great transition of what Victor's text became into now a little small meme with Dirk Nowitzki. So that was great. So that's really all I got. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more. And comment down below what you guys think. Bye.